Yep.
Mood amongst Penn State fans right now is what I call survivor's adrenaline. Because if you think about this time last year, leading up to the season, this is it. This is our year. We got Drew back. We got a veteran team. Look at that tailback room. Look at this defense. What we're going to be top 5 preseason. Look at how the schedule sets up. And then it crashed and burned. And you lose to Oregon. And you lose to UCLA. And you lose to Northwestern. And then James Franklin is fired by Halloween. And then the search commences. And it's ugly. No one knows which direction it's going. And then you're like, we fired James Franklin. No one wants the job. Who are we going to go get? And then you got certain shows who said from the get-go, you need to go get Matt Campbell. And for reasons that are at this point well enough documented, they didn't target him immediately. Well, then they finally circle back around. 53 days later, all hope seems lost. And then Matt Campbell says yes. And then Matt Campbell brings a vast majority of the top of his roster with him. And you did a fairly decent job of retention. And Penn State, it looks to be okay this year. Penn State as a football program could have been ejected clear out into the Big Ten wilderness. You could have been hanging out with Maryland and Rutgers. It could have gone that far downhill. And the car's rolling and it's rolling. And then it comes to a stop. And wow, we landed on our tires. Wow. Seatbelt was on, airbags deployed. We're good. I cannot believe it. We're fine. The mood amongst Penn.
Yeah. One thing about, I think J.D. Pickles said that, right, Brett? That they should take Matt Campbell. Is that who he was referring to?
No, he's referring to himself.
Yeah. So Josh Pate said that back in the day. Like as soon as Franklin got fired, like the next day, he's like, "Yeah, get Matt Campbell." But Josh Pate, he's the top dog. He's the best. J.D. Pickles good too.
Yep.
Josh Pate, like us, he just loves college football, and he made a whole show out of it. He interviewed the president. So that's a big deal, interviewing a president. It doesn't really matter who it is. Like, you're interviewing the president.
Yep.
That's insane. So he does good work.
Making moves.
And he's very knowledgeable. One thing you can kind of study someone like him is, how well do you know my team? Because I know my team. How well do you know? He does know Penn State well.
Yep.
He knows a lot about every team, really. I mean, he's just a college football guy. He's very knowledgeable. So, mood tracker, excited for sure.
Yep.
He said he didn't think the Penn State administration deserved a coach as good as Matt Campbell, which is true. The administration is something that I am not a fan of at Penn State, but I support the athletes and the football program and the coaches. That's what we support. I support Pat Kraft and the AD. Even though he's administration, he's someone that I do support 100%. I think we have a pretty good president as well in Ben DePuty. So she helped a lot with this search. But, overall, the mood is pretty good, Josh Pate. And, yes, we do have depth everywhere, really. We do have good depth pretty much everywhere. So,
Josh Pate, I mean, he's been at the top for a couple of years now. Look, really blew up probably a year or two ago. He likes Penn State. He's a Penn State guy. He's not a fan of any team, he says, but he does like Penn State, loves Matt Campbell. Obviously, he did the cough, like he recommended that Penn State should go after him. And we still don't know how true it is if Penn State – we still think Penn State reached out to his agent and it was the wrong agent, right? So there is that hanging there that, we did try to reach out. But he just meant like we don't deserve it because of how long it took. And obviously, you know how I felt about that, how long it took to get him. But at the end of the day, that's in the past. We landed on our tires, like he said. He's really good at metaphors and stuff. And the one thing I respect about Josh Pate, when he is wrong, because he is going to be wrong sometimes, nobody's right 100% of the time, he puts the clown nose on and he puts a song on. And you've seen him, right? Mark will put a will put a red nose on and he'll be like, I got to hold myself accountable. I was wrong. I'm going to own up to it. And not a lot of people do that. So I think that's really, really cool how vulnerable he is and accountable he is when he is wrong about something, even though it's just football. But football to him and football to us is much bigger than to a lot of people. So, mood tracker, feeling good. And we have an A staff and a B team right now. Those grades can change. They can go up. They can go down. It's a wait and see type of thing. So, yeah.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, so some winter workouts footage. College football winter workouts, man, it does not get worse than that. It's brutal, very brutal. I'm gonna pull up Tangwell's stuff. He talks about how, you question your whole existence going into winter workouts.
Yeah.
You're like, I never want to play college football ever again.
It's known
It's funny.
if you wake up and it's already too late, just go back to bed, or just like don't come. Like, don't come. That was something that you realize very quickly. It's like, if you're going to be late, you're already late. Because if you just miss the entire thing, it's like, yeah, you're going to do a power hour or dawn patrol, as we called them. But if you just come 2 hours later, nothing's going to happen. But if you go while it's still happening, guess what you're doing? You're doing up downs for the rest of the entirety of the winter workout. So it's better if you're going to miss it to just completely miss it.
Wow.
But yeah,
I like that you bring that element of strategy into it. It's a little game theory.
I got to give you one.
Good stuff.
I got to give you one. I won't throw under the bus who this was. First round draft pick.
Lou.
Two guys that were offensive linemen. They were rooming together, and they woke up. This is my first year, and they wake up late. They both oversleep for a winter workout, and it's like, oh crap, what are we going to do? And at the time, one of the guys, not the first round draft pick, the other guy had a very severe knee injury. So they stage it. They go outside of Martin Hall and East, and they basically stage the fact that this injured guy slipped and fell and re-injured his knee, and is like, I've been trying to help him. He's screaming like, it's been 20 minutes. Sorry. Like, and they got out of it because they staged.
It worked.
It worked. This
is like Ralphie at the end of A Christmas Story.
Exactly.
They staged the icicle, hitting him in the eye.
Exactly.
Amazing.
It was amazing. So they got out of it. So you can find ways. It is very rare to find a way out, but clearly two very smart guys. And, so it's
Tangwell Film Network, go check it out. I thought I followed it on Instagram. I just did, but I followed on TikTok.
Yep. He's the man.
He was commenting to us the other day. It was pretty funny. He's like, "How did I miss you in the gym?" I miss you, man. You're a large man.
They're the hardest thing you do. It's testing the early enrollee freshmen. It's finding out who's going to be your leaders on that year's team. It has nothing to do with football, but it has everything to do with football.
Chuck Losey or whoever knows where your breaking point is, and he's going to get you there during winter workouts.
Correct. Okay. That's the goal. You want to see who you can break. And I'll never forget, this is one of the few fights I ever got in. Jalen Reed and I were both hurt. And mind you, Jay Reed and I are very good friends. But when it's offense versus defense, it gets a little testy.
Sure, absolutely.
And so guys were losing, and Jay Reed over there, DBs, they're always the worst, squirts guys with water with the water bottle. So guys are losing. And so I don't know who it was lost. I went over to go pick him up after he lost. And Jay Reed squirts him a little bit with the water. And I said something to him that I probably can't say on air. And Jay Reed looks at me and makes the decision to then squirt me with water in the face.
Ooh.
And so I'll never forget.
Done.
I went two hands.
Done.
Like offense, I went two hands in and just like picked him up, and it became this huge brawl in a winter workout. Which, mind you, me and Jay Reed are both coming back from shoulder injuries, I think, at the time. And just there was a brawl. I got my chain ripped off, got it fixed. But yeah, that's how testy winter workouts get, because everybody's angry, everybody's tired. It's offense versus defense, and it just becomes just this testosterone-filled, just anger match all day long. Winter workouts.
It's funny.
Yeah. Like when I played, you can somewhat relate. Like we did 2-a-days, man. Like they don't do that anymore. We did 2-a-days.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, that was
You're gonna be puking.
You're waking up at 6 a.m. You're on the field by 7. By the third or fourth day, your pads are still wet. They smell horrible. How, like, where we put our equipment, it was just like this brick hole, this big, just room, like this little room in our locker room, no ventilation at all. We put all of our pads in there. It smelled so bad. By the third day, your stuff doesn't dry from sweat. It's from sweat.
Mhm.
So you're in soaking wet clothing on your third day. You're on the field warming up at 7 a.m. It's hot, brutally hot. I don't care where you are, it's hot. And you come back, you go from like 7 to 11. You come back at like 1, practice till 5. Like 2-a-days were brutal, man. 2-a-days were brutal. So I know winter workouts are probably 10 times worse. And not to mention it's freezing cold when you're walking to Aluba. You know, Greg Garrity Jr., he's been on here, said it's just a big tin can. There's nothing in there in Haluba. It's just a big tin can. So there's no, like, I doubt they have heat on, so it's probably cold. That would be horrible. So, yeah.
I wanted to bring up that video of Penn State practicing. So they still haven't dropped the new numbers for like the transfers and the new guys. But as you can see, if those numbers are correct with the jerseys some of them are wearing,
Yeah.
Carson Hansen was rocking 21, and I saw Keith Jones Jr. in 15, Drew's old number as a wide receiver. So those are two to keep an eye out on. We already know Chase Solo is going to be number 0 still, so which is cool as a receiver. But the rest of the new guys we really don't know yet, so that'll be cool to see once they drop them.
Keith Jones, that's the Grambling State kid, right?
Yeah, Keith Jones Jr. is the Grambling State receiver who we think could get some playing time this year. I mean, big body, he's over 200 pounds now. He put some weight on, like probably 208, 6'4", big body guy. He'll be number 15 from what it looks like as a receiver, which is interesting. So
yeah,
for sure.
All right, so Peter Schreger, one of the best in the business. I like Peter Schreger a lot. He's very knowledgeable. I forget, dude, what is this guy's name again? Ran out of the back of the end zone for the Lions. I can't remember his name, but he's really good too. He's a good ESPN guy. Mina Kimes is not. She is horrendous.
Get a quarterback 3 then, because that was a debate going into this thing, and I know his name has been dragged through the mud throughout his college career. Drew Aller had an awesome week too. I agree. This is a 6'5", 230-pound quarterback, where Ty Simpson has 15 starts in his career.
Yeah.
Drew Aller has 50 starts in his college career, and he broke his ankle this year, and obviously James Franklin loses his job, and Penn State's season goes off the rails. But he threw a better deep ball than Ty Simpson. He interviewed incredibly well, and I asked all the GMs that I spoke with, I said, tell me about the different quarterbacks, and the consistent thing is that in the room, some guys just have it. That I've been a 5-star prospect my entire life. I feel very comfortable in this setting. And Drew Aller walks in, and he is that Pied Piper. He's that guy that people follow. Now, I understand the college career did not go as well as Ty Simpson's or, of course, Mendoza's. But Drew Aller is maybe a 3rd quarterback and potentially that guy at the end of the 1st round is like a waiver pick saying, hey, I just want to get a win. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? There is such a there is an issue where there is a supply and demand issue with quarterbacks in this league right now. We're talking about Malik Willis, and we're talking about Geno Smith as like people are going to be doing flips over. You draft a guy like Drew Aller end of the 1st, early 2nd round. Why not? Big arm. We'll see what happens. Get a quarterback 3 then.
Dan Orlovsky. Dan Orlovsky's pretty good too. But yeah, these guys are loving Drew Aller. He just needs a real coach. He'll be good. That's it. He just needs a real coach. That's all it comes down to. Give him a real coach. I hope the Steelers take him because McCarthy is a quarterback guy. Get him a real coach, and he could be very, very, very good. Very good.
And to be honest, Ty Simpson in the playoff was some of the worst quarterback play I've ever seen. Remember that in the playoff?
If the Steelers take Ty Simpson, I'm never watching them again. So. Now,
their offensive line was horrible, but he still would just sit. He would just stand there and like a deer in headlights. It's terrible. So I would never take Ty Simpson.
Fernando Mendoza should not be the 1st overall pick. He probably will be, but he should not be. Watch Coach JB's breakdowns. He's not that good. He's really not that good. He's got that it factor, 100%. Yeah. He's not that good. He's not.
He has a chance to be really good, but there are concerns that he hasn't faced in college. Had a whole face in the NFL. So,
Drew Aller is the best quarterback in the draft, 100%, 100%. And he looks like he's 12 still, I mean, he
He aged a little bit. He looks different. I mean, he does. He's growing the hair out.
yeah. Joey Porter Jr. is officially turning into an NFL no-fly zone. 3 seasons,
Yep.
1 touchdown allowed. He's a freak.
That's a sick edit too. The red eyes.
JPJ.
Yep.
This is Coach Cedar. He was a good coach for us. Went to Notre Dame, which is a horrible decision, but he's with all of his guys. He's with Jeremiah, Katron, Nick Singleton has 1 leg now. Who's number 15 there?
That's got to be. If I had, let me see here.
Isn't it?
If I had to, that's got to be Jardarian Price, right? Is it him?
Dude, he's freaking massive.
Do you see his shoulders? That's what I saw. I was like, those are the biggest shoulders I've ever seen on a running back.
Freaking arm is huge. Number 15.
His shoulders are crazy. Let me look up Jardarian Price.
Backup for Notre Dame or something. They had 2 really good running backs this year, right?
Yeah, he's really good. Jardarian Price. Let me look. Let me see if that's him or not. I think that's Jardarian Price. That dude's got freaking arms on him. Yeah, that's got to be him.
Okay.
I imagine.
All right. I do like what's her name? Heather Dinich. I do like her. To me,
Yeah.
I don't care if you're male, female. If you know your stuff, you know your stuff. Heather Dinich is one of the best. So 100%.
There's a lot of excitement around James Franklin and his first season at Virginia Tech, and deservedly so. He brought a lot of talent with him from Penn State. But who's going to have the better debut, Franklin or his counterpart, Matt Campbell, who was hired to replace him at Penn State? Let's take a quick look at their schedules, which will help us answer that question. James Franklin has the tougher road. Look at this schedule. He has 3 Friday night games, and they're against his toughest opponents, against Pitt, at SMU, and at Miami. Plus, he's got to go on the road across the country to Cal, and he's got to go to Clemson, one of the toughest places to play. Meanwhile, you look at Matt Campbell's schedule, and his non-conference includes Marshall, Temple, and Buffalo. The Nittany Lions don't face Ohio State, they don't have Oregon, and they get USC at home. I think both of these teams can be top 25 teams this year. Just might be a little bit easier and more realistic for the Nittany Lions to show it in Matt Campbell's first season.
And Penn State's schedule was compliments of James Franklin because he made that easy schedule happen. Well, the non-conference, anyways.
Virginia Tech is absolutely cooked.
Yeah, they're
absolutely cooked. Most players by school, Penn State in the 2026 NFL Draft Big Board.
Yep.
It's crazy that Indiana doesn't have more, which makes sense.
Yeah.
It tells you how good they were at execution. But, yeah, I think Matt Campbell will have a better season. Franklin is an absolute clown, and they have a really tough schedule. He's cooked, man. Like, they're not winning games. They're not winning games. I think he's going to get fired, like, sooner rather than later. And I hope we never hear him talk ever again. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Almost coming down to the end here, guys. So Coach Moore took all the receivers to Texas Roadhouse, broke some bread. That's cool. Coach is on the bottom left here in the gray. That's cool. Team bonding. This is a great staff, guys, genuine guys, developers. We're in good hands. And to end, basketball is absolutely horrendous, and they have no fans at the game. I don't know if they're like being serious about the scene at BJC.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, because that's not a scene. It's a sad scene.
I think local high schools had more fans.
They do.
So that is embarrassing.
Yep.
Yeah. They got to make a change on basketball, man. That is so bad. That is, it's embarrassing. It's bad. It's real bad. But yeah. So I saw Aller might be a first round pick. He should be.
Yeah, he might be.
Everybody can
from
laugh,
1 to
make fun of
3.
it. Yeah,
From
whatever.
rounds 1 to 3, I think will be.
You don't know ball if you think Drew Aller is not a great quarterback. Like he needs a coach. If he gets a coach, look out. He's going to be really good. Please go to the Steelers, man. I hope you do. But all right, Brett. That's it for the night. Just want to go through several topics. 48 minutes, not too bad.
Yep.
It's not a record for us, but we're getting close. All right, guys. Thanks for coming on. Have a good night. And check out the merch store.
Yep.
Got some good stuff on there. See you guys.
We are
Penn State.
Penn State.
Probably Saturday, Ivan.
Yep.